Skin the Hardaway certainty. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. If it's your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button there as well. We talk this good boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, not just today. I got some news that y'all could use today. Got to drop this tad bit on y'all, man. We got some fight news coming up. Potential fights. Y'all know I like to talk about the real potential fights, that's coming up. Not necessarily the fantasy fights or, like the Tank Devin or nothing like that. Fights that they actually got, on the table that's floating around the rumor mill. I'm here to drop these things on y'all real quick with this video. Not going to waste too much of y'all time with this. So what's good, Fizzle? What's good? But I don't know if y'all heard, but if you haven't, I'm here to tell you anyway. We got news that Ray Vargas could be making his return to the ring. If I'm not mistaken, Ray Vargas has been out of the ring about 2 years now, something like that, pretty close to 2 years, maybe a little over 2 years, right? But it's been about 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, since Ray Vargas has been in the ring. Ray Vargas, I'm hearing, is going to be making a return soon, right? I'm hearing that he is going to be making a return soon, and that he very well could be returning. He very well could be returning against Bruce Shushu Carrington. Bruce Shushu Carrington just had a fight this past weekend where he was victorious, won by knockout. I think it was like a third round. Knockout. If I'm not mistaken. Shushu, I thought he looked great. Guy came in, he tried to put a little pressure on Shushu. Shushu answered well. Shushu answered really well. You know what I mean? I think especially given the fact, some people had small questions about Shushu after his fight a couple fights ago. I think Shushu came in, he looked damn good. And as soon as that fight was over, right, we got to looking through the weight classes and the divisions and whatnot, and we stumbled upon the Ray Vargas name, and we asked ourselves over on my channel, like, where the heck has Ray Vargas been, and how is he still the champ, right? And he hadn't, been fighting or defending his belt. Well, I guess the boxing guys heard us. Right? But Ray Vargas will be making his return against Bruce Shushu Carrington. Right? Now, the fight not locked in or set in stone, but it's news that's floating around, right? That Shushu will be returning against, Ray Vargas, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it if that fight does come to fruition. Also, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, Andy Cruz just called out Abdullah Mason. Right, Abdullah Mason has a fight this Saturday. A couple of days, it's Thursday, right? Friday, Saturday. So in 2 days, Abdullah Mason has the fight. Andy Cruz just had a fight not too long ago. Andy Cruz is ranked. Andy Cruz is one of the higher ranked guys at that 135-pound division. Abdullah Mason is one of the young up and comers. Right, he's actually pushing himself into that contender status. He has 17 fights at this point. Right, he's actually pushing himself into that contender status. Andy Cruz just called out Abdullah Mason. Now, I will say that I wasn't necessarily expecting, this fight or this call out, but I do like it, right? I do like the fact that, we got a guy in Abdullah Mason who everybody is extremely high on, myself included, right? Who everybody is extremely high on, myself included. We got a guy like Abdullah Mason. Let me put that. I don't want to mess it up. We got a guy like Abdullah Mason who looks like, he's ready to take on the world right now as we speak. Well, Andy Cruz, he took to his social media, if I'm not mistaken, it was Twitter, took to his social media and he called out Abdullah Mason. He said the fight with Abdullah Mason, I'm going to read it verbatim to you. He said, Abdullah Mason, the fight is easy to make. Tell him to sign it, and he's been offered. So what Andy Cruz is saying that he's already offered Abdullah Mason the contract, meaning that, the contract is sent. That's what it sounds like he's saying, right? He's saying that I sent the contract already. It's on Abdullah Mason if he's going to take it or not, right? So from what Andy Cruz is saying, from what I'm gonna take my virtual background now. From what Andy Cruz is saying, right? From what Andy Cruz is saying, it sounds like that, you know, a contract has been sent to Abdullah Mason. So if Abdullah Mason is who I think he is, or is what I think he is, right? I think we could be, you know, expecting a forward look to that Abdullah Mason versus Andy Cruz fight. I think it'll be a perfect fight. Andy Cruz is a bit of a prospect. He's a seasoned, both of these guys, right, are pretty much seasoned prospects, right? Andy Cruz is a gold medalist, started fighting a little late, don't have a whole lot of fights. Abdullah Mason is the guy that could have went to the Olympics, chose not to, turn pro instead, has 17 fights. So he's been learning, you know, like on the job, like as he goes, right? Two big major fights, a title fight with Ray Vargas and Bruce Shushu Carrington, and then one of the prospect fights made from heaven and Abdullah Mason versus Andy Cruz are both now, you know, borderline bubbling. The thing with Ray Vargas and Shushu, the WBC, that's coming straight from the WBC, right? The WBC could order Ray Vargas versus Shushu Carrington for the WBC featherweight title. If Stephen Fulton moves up to challenge O'Shaquie Foster for the WBC super featherweight title, right? So if Stephon Fulton is going to challenge O'Shaquie Foster, right, which is news in itself, then Shushu Carrington and Ray Vargas will be fighting for the WBC featherweight title, right? So just something, you know, to put in y'all ear, to put on y'all minds and skulls, right? Andy Cruz has called out Abdullah Mason for a fight next after Abdullah Mason's fight Saturday. Andy Cruz said that he already sent the contract, and the WBC are trying to make Ray Vargas versus Shushu Carrington, right? But that's all I got for y'all with this EP, Skin Hardaway Southern T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. That's how we rocking, and I'm out. Look, make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend.